Next up, we have Miss Angela Odom. Miss Odom served in the U.S. Army for 27 years, where she earned two master's degrees, led men and women during three combat deployments in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Iraq. Upon retiring from the U.S. Army in 2015, she settled in Morrow, Georgia with her son, earned her life coaching certification, published one book, contributed to a second published book, and rejoined the East Point College Park alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. She served as the co-chair of the award-winning Political Awareness and Involvement Committee from 2018 to 2020. As of August 2020, she serves as the co-chair of the Social Action Committee and a member of the Community Engagement Committee. Welcome, Ms. Odom. Tell us more about your book, Bronco Strong.
Thank you so much for having me. This is such an honor to be able to share the story of the Broncos. I wrote that first book, Bronco Strong, 8 years after the end of the 15-month tumultuous military operation in Iraq. It's an easy, suspenseful read. The Bronco Strong book dispels the common myth that only combat armed soldiers face danger in a war zone. In its memoir, I narrate the important actions of soldiers performing their duties during inactive and active battle time situations. It's a tribute and a dedication to the soldiers and family members of the 15th Personnel Services Battalion. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Great. I understand exactly what your story is coming from. My husband is retired military as well.
Hua.
I have a question for you. You recounted your daily life as a soldier in the active war zone during Operation Iraqi Freedom. What led you to share all that you endured during this grueling 15-month deployment?
At the time, I actually left my son when he was 14 months, for 14 months. And at the time I retired in 2015, he was about 10 years old. And he was running around the house doing pew, 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 pew. And he said, Mom, so this is how you shot him? This is what you did? And I was like, oh, no, baby. Mama never shot anybody, never wanted to do so. And as a battalion commander, that's what I served as a battalion commander in Iraq. My command sergeant major passed away in 2015, and I retired later that year. And I went to his funeral. We all did. We went to, honor his family. And his son, he had two sons. One stood up as the casket was right there, and he read a letter from his father. And as he was reading the letter, I realized that he, like my son, and they were grown men, they really didn't know what their father had done while serving. They simply were proud of him, as my son was proud of me, and yet they did not understand the day to day of what they were doing while we were away from them. So that was something that just pushed me towards documenting the story. But for 7 years after we all redeployed back from Iraq, we all went our separate ways, and there was not a 2 month period in which I didn't hear from at least one of those men and women. So I wrote the Bronco Strong book to give them the words to share, and those who wanted to could actually share their portion of our shared story with their loved ones. I also was inspired to share the story because I searched for military memoirs and I didn't see stories of support soldiers like us. And I was compelled to document the significant sacrifice of our two soldiers, Staff Sergeant Lillian Clemens and Sergeant First Class John J. Tobiasen, who were killed in Iraq. I just couldn't bear having anyone think that they were just another number. And again, I wrote this book for my son, so that he would know or get some kind of insight as to what his mom did. Because at that point, he just thought what was happening on the news was my story. And then I wrote the book for you, because you deserve to know all of our American history. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, Ms. Odom. I can't wait to read your book, and thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you.